I thought I would actually show people how, well, I guess a lot of people have thought that maybe all of these reptiles and things that I've been, fish and things like that, that my home has probably turned into a complete zoo. And I don't believe that to be completely untrue, but at the same time, I've tried to make these, I guess, aquariums or terrariums or whatever is inside of them part of the decor of the home. That was kind of the whole purpose in the beginning. This aquarium was the first thing that I purchased, and I had goldfish in it in the beginning. Now I've got a crayfish and a bunch of wild caught minnows. But as you move on, the rest of the home really doesn't have a whole lot, as far as pets go. There's nothing here really. The snakes I decided to put here. One of them I have, well, it's open right now because this little guy is in my hand. And the orange one, which is larger, and the one that got out is under its hide. It just ate this morning, so I can't handle that one for at least till tomorrow. It's got to digest its meal. So yeah, there's only two snakes, and then there's a mouse down there, which I have because I bought to try to get the snake to come out. The mouse was never going to be fed to the snake. It just was there to lure it, but now that I've got it, I have to take care of it. So, and then, believe it or not, it's been relatively easy to take care of, and I kind of like it. So it's going to stay here. And then there's a little aquarium here, which I'm probably going to give this to someone. Right now, it's kind of like a little hospital breeding tank. And these little guys right here, I thought one was a female, one was a male, and they've been doing this courting thing for a week, but I still don't see any eggs, and so I don't know if that's going to work out, but eventually I'll retire this aquarium. The larger one is here, and it's doing great. It's did a big water change this morning on it, and everybody's looking healthy and happy, so that's good. And then over here, this is another thing where it's kind of like, it's supposed to be kind of like a piece of decor, I guess. The big white cord is a camera that's inside there, but I'll be taking that out, so it'll look a lot better. But and inside here is a crested gecko, and you can kind of see it right there in the corner. It kind of hides out most of the day. It's upside down at the moment. I don't know why. Can't really see it though. You can kind of see its head though, but it just stays like that. It either sleeps there, because it is nocturnal, so it sleeps obviously during the day, or it sleeps on top of this coconut. Sometimes inside, but very rarely. It's usually on top. And so there's that. And then the main, the main lizard in the house here is this guy, or I should say she. And she's just doing what she normally does, and that's just lay flat out like this. And every once in a while she'll crawl up here and bask for a bit, but most of the time just sits like this, or in the hammock. I'm surprised it's not in the hammock right now, but yeah, I mean, it's a lounge lizard. They call them lounge lizards for a reason. So the other thing I have here is these are two white tree frogs. You can't really see them because there's one in the corner up there. But during the day, they tend to hide or crawl up into these vines and chill out. And then at night, they definitely come alive. They'll sit in the water dish here, or they'll go around hunting for crickets and stuff like that. So this area is kind of a zoo, I have to admit. Down here, this is a grow out tank, and what I've got in there right now is a tiger Oscar, and this is, like I said, just a grow out tank for now. It'll probably will be able to use it for about another maybe month and a half or two, and then it'll be too big for it, and I need to figure out a much larger, something 75 to 80 gallons for it to live the rest of its life in. But The Oscar is my favorite fish, and I think it's a lot of people's favorite fish. But obviously, the care that's required to take care of them is rather extensive, I guess you could say. It needs a large aquarium. They grow very quickly. It'll be full grown probably within 14 months, and full grown is about 12 inches. So it's going to grow fast. So I got to come up with something fast. But I had an idea before I purchased it, what I was going to do. Ultimately, this whole area from top to bottom, I'm going to figure something out, and it'll become just a place where everything eventually will go. It'll just be a wall full of enclosures and stuff like that, and it'll just be kind of a small reptile room, I guess you could say. And ultimately, I'll just have to figure out. The plan right now is to go upwards a little bit more, and that's where the bearded dragon will be more at eye level or close to it. In the middle will be where the aquarium will be for the Oscar, and then below that there will be the enclosures for the snakes, and then that's it. And probably the Crested Gecko or some way. I have to figure out some way to use this whole square area here, or more I guess it's more square-like, and turn that into a feature area. So it's almost like an exhibit of some sort. And that's the plan. It's going to be rather difficult to construct, but it's a fun project. I mean, it's one of those things you can do over the course of a long period of time. These aquariums and nurturariums can be pulled out very easily and put on a desk or something like that while I'm doing the work. And so it's not going to be incredibly easy, but it won't be that difficult either. Just got to take it slow and day by day, just chip away at it. And before you know it, things get done. So anyways, that's it. That's all I've got really going on here. The only major show thing is really just this big aquarium, and that's it. And I've really enjoyed it so far. The mix of fish have gotten along pretty well. I'm really happy to see that this gourami right here that you see is actually doing quite well. It was torn apart by a crayfish, which I no longer have in the aquarium. But it has healed up so nicely. I put it inside that little tank that I showed you earlier for about a week and just let it be by itself. And it really helped it get its bearings straight. And then, after it was swimming around a little bit more, I put it back in here, and it has thrived. The tentacles are coming back. All the scarring and the holes on it are gone. So it just really healed up fast. So real happy about that, because I was really bummed out when I saw it just get attacked, and I'm glad I was there at the time, because I was able to grab the crayfish off of it and get it into the other tank right away. And so it's just nice to see it back in shape and feeling less stressed and all that. But yeah, everything in here is pretty straightforward. They're just a lot of little fancy guppies. The angelfish just are there because, they have some interesting personalities. And so I didn't think I wanted them at first, but once I got a couple of them, I realized that they're pretty cool. So, and there's a lot of neon tetras in here. There's about 20 of them, I think, currently. And there's a lot of little gouramis and stuff like that, dwarf gouramis. So, yeah, it's a pretty well-stocked tank. It's got just about every different type of species you could think of in there. So, I'm happy with how it came out. And then we'll see. With the big thing right now is just to see how well this tiger Oscar adapts. I just got it yesterday, so we're gonna see. I had it in this big one for a little while because it wasn't doing very well in this one. I had an issue with a leak, but I don't know if it was a leak actually. Now that I'm checked it out. So I had it in here for overnight, and that got it going again where it wasn't, well, I should say that for some reason, and it was just inexperience on my part because I haven't had Oscars in just ages. It was just exhibiting normal behavior, but it looked like it was sick. And so I put it in here, and then it started exhibiting a little bit more better behavior, I guess you could say, or healthier behavior. But oh, sorry, this thing's kind of going a little weird on me. So after it was starting to come through, I guess, or was swimming normally and stuff like that, I gave it overnight, and since it was still kicking today, I filled this thing back up, but this time I filled it with water from here. So I did a water change in here, but I took the water out of this aquarium and put it in here, and that way the majority of the water is the same, and it would be a little less shock to it, and the temperature would be more the same and everything else. So it seems that whenever I'm here inside, it hides right now, and whenever I'm gone, I can see it on my camera right here. The thing swims around like crazy. So I got to get it used to me, I guess. But for now, I think it's got a pretty good home, and once this water clears up, it should be crystal clear by the end of the day. I've got a 40-gallon filtration system on it, on a 20-gallon tank. So, and I just put in some new polishing, it's kind of like a cotton polyester stuff, so that should help clean it up as well, and the thing should do really well. So we'll see.